What's up? We're one of your many notifications at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. East Coast Time. How you doing, John?
I am doing swell, Gregory. How are you?
Good, good. We just got back from Christopher Robin at a press screening because we're important. Yeah.
We were part of the press.
It takes so much
fake
work to
news.
get on the press. Yeah, this is all fake news. We're paid to say this with popcorn. Yeah.
Marvel paid us to say this.
I want to talk about a couple of things before talking about the actual opinion of this movie. There's all the signs that were leading to a bad movie with the way this press screening was handled. There were people just throwing shit at you in the movie.
People being like, don't even.
Don't even want to. Yeah. No. Hey, the embargo says you can't release your review until 7 p.m., which is usually the time when new movies start playing on a Thursday night. Mm-hmm. So there should be a screening of this movie right now at your local theater. And then the other sign is they provided food at this screening, and they rarely do that. And they usually do things like that to butter you up to have popcorn. They usually do things like that to butter you up because of the popcorn. They usually do things like that to what other word is there? To get you
grease your wheels
to make you enjoy the movie more.
Positive review.
Honestly, I ate all my food before the movie started, so that's not gonna do anything. I was kind of like a little hesitant because those are usually all the signs that you're about to watch a movie that the studios don't have faith in. Mm-hmm. And I was like halfway through this movie going, why? Because I think I'm in love with this movie. And then by the time it ended, I just knew for sure I loved this movie. I loved this movie. And you got to keep something very specific in mind here. I have zero Winnie the Pooh nostalgia. I only know of some of the characters through fragments of information I've picked up over the many years. I can't recall one cartoon I've seen. I really have no built-in love, unlike you, who like...
Yeah, I'm the polar opposite side of the spectrum from you. It's like Winnie the Pooh is something I've had in my life since I could form memories, you know? Like, I had my own Pooh Bear, I had the books, I had, various episodes of the show and the movies and stuff.
And so what did you think?
I really enjoyed this, too. It really touched my heartstrings, in ways that I was hoping it would and I was afraid it might not, because this movie seemed a bit like a tall order to me, or at least like it could go wrong in various ways. And it just had that dear, sweet, genuine quality to me about it, and I really appreciated that.
I was very positive in the reactions we did for the trailers. Mm-hmm. It looked like just a very endearing, simple, pure movie about love and spending time with your family. Basically, anything the trailers set me up to expect and to want for this movie to be good on and what to deliver, I got it all. Like, I got more. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. First off, time to actually review this movie other than just saying I love it. The movie's called Christopher Robin, and Ewan McGregor does a fantastic job, I think.
He carries this movie really well.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta keep in mind, this is a family film, so there's some elements that are gonna be corny, there's some elements that are gonna be cheesy, but there's a lot of leeway for that with this kind of film, too.
Yeah, I mean, the point of this kind of movie is less about, like, a groundbreaking plot and more about the qualities within, the things it's gonna make you feel and, the way it handles its little lessons and stuff like that. And yeah, the dear simplicity of it all, for Winnie the Pooh especially.
Like I said, no built-in nostalgia for Winnie the Pooh. I don't really know what makes Winnie the Pooh's personality so appealing for a mass audience. I feel like this movie aims to serve two purposes. One is a feast for fans of Winnie the Pooh, and another one is an introduction for newcomers like myself. Mm-hmm. And as a newcomer, I fell in love with Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. I think he is so funny in this film, and the messages that all keep coming across about how sometimes doing nothing is plenty. Sometimes doing nothing and slowing down will allow you to have what you really are searching for
and
in
be
life.
Open to what might come your way.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to force everything to happen just as you need it to.
Yeah, stop trying to be in control, and then also to not fixate so much on things that we define to be the most important things in our life, but what's really important are the connections we have and spreading the love and joy. Like, these messages really hit home for me in the film. And a lot of people compare this to a movie like Hook, which have similar plot setups, especially when you have, Peter Pan, and he's all grown up, and he's forgot a lot about his childhood and living with your imagination and stuff. There's similar elements here, but I think they're executed wildly different.
Yeah, just through the scope of Winnie the Pooh and through that timbre, those kinds of emotional tones.
The journey that Christopher Robin goes on, meeting up with all the other animals. You see in the trailer that owl and rabbit are actually an owl and a rabbit. And I think the effects on them are great. There's a lot of the time where I'm watching, especially characters like Piglet and Pooh Bear. Oh, wow, that looks so real.
Yeah, I really admire the choice to stay true and go with the stuffed animal look, just like the toys you used to have, because that does give a perfect bridge, I think, between the fantasy and the reality of the movie, instead of going for like, oh, let's do it like in the animated cartoons and stuff, you know?
Well, I think Mark Forster, his direction usually relies on handheld camera work, and I think that allows things to look actually more realistic in a lot of these shots. Something about when you handheld in front of a CGI thing, it naturally can make it feel more real, and it works here, I think.
Especially with some of his more observant choices, because there's a lot of stuff that's like shot from afar, you know, like you're watching this moment, you're just peering in on it, like you would in a storybook, and very reminiscent of the illustrations too.
I feel like my only real like film criticism I have about it came very early on in the movie. You know, it's a family film, and then early on when they're setting up this story of Christopher Robin and who he was, the journey he's gone on, turning into an adult and forgetting about his past in the 100 Acre Wood and all that.
Just leaving the innocence of childhood behind.
Yeah, all that. It gets like very real.
Yeah.
And a lot of really human stuff that Christopher Robin had to go on.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's some wacky stuff with his coworkers that occur. I thought, like, this is kind of feeling tonally weird now because you were just very realistic. And now it's kind of a wacky film. But it's not too long before the film really finds a good tone to balance things out, where it can hop in and out of its comedic elements and its dramatic elements pretty well. Because there are times where it gets pretty dramatic. It gets a little dark at times.
Yeah, and I admire that too, because that gives everything a weight, and that provides a good contrast between the more uplifting messages. And that's not something I remember Winnie the Pooh shying away from, you know, is reality.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there are even books written about like the Tao of Pooh, sort of like the philosophical undertones. And I do think it's interesting that if you look at all the animals, they are all kind of one shade of a personality in a way.
Yes, definitely. There were a couple of people after the, like, we have no idea what the reviews are on this film.
Yeah.
We have zero clue. As we're filming this, it is the night we saw it, and you guys are getting this the next evening. No idea what people are saying about it, but the general consensus from most people I talked to at the screening was they thought it was cute, they enjoyed it, some people loved it, some people just thought it was okay. And there's a couple people who were like, oh, this movie was just awful. And then they're criticizing it. I'm going, I don't think you got the point of this movie. It's not supposed to be some really profound, totally unique. It's about going back to the basics.
The wheel.
Yeah, it's a simple tale, and it's supposed to be a simple tale.
It is more about its earnestness and its dearness, and again, those emotional tones, the imagination, and those little lessons about heart and youth and family and things like that.
The movie's about slowing down and getting in touch with the simplicity of life, so to deliver a film that is a simple family film that is delightful, heartfelt, is exactly what it should be, I think.
And I think that if you want to, I think there are things you could read into it if you so choose. You know, you could view the 100 Acre Wood and the different animals, again, as sort of a mental spiritual retreat of some kind, if you chose to. Not to suggest that this is the deepest movie ever, but for me, I was really delighted by the trailer, but I had worries because this wave of Disney's live action films based on their animated stuff, just, it's hazardous in some ways, and I walked out really happy and really satisfied by it.
I was really happy. I cried a couple of times for sure. The right kind of tears you just want to feel. Is it predictable? 100 million% predictable.
We all know.
But the thing is, though, what you're predicting, you want to happen. You want that to occur, so when it does occur, it's satisfying. Everything's about context.
Yeah,
you know?
I thought most all the choices they made were solid. Everything was in earnest. All the actors are good.
Haley Atwell's great. The little girl who plays Madeline is great.
Yeah, Bronte Carmichael. Like, and that's another thing too, is it is a contained story. For as much as I was worried in the trailer about the whole thing where they go to London, the main action of the movie is mostly about Christopher Robin, his stuffed animals, and then his family, and a couple things with work, and that's it. And that's all it needed to be.
Well, yeah, guys, I love this film. I might consider one of my favorite movies of the year, honestly, just because I love its heart. You guys can do me a favor. As a newbie, it made me go, I want to check out some more Winnie the Pooh stuff now. So why don't you guys leave comments below of what your favorite Winnie the Pooh thing is to recommend to me to go check out, because I'm open to recommendations right now. You guys can subscribe to the Reject Nation. Please click that notification bell. Thank you to everyone who's checked us out on Patreon lately. It's been awesome how much it's been growing over there. Thank you guys so much. Full-length TV show reactions, weekly Q&As, music video coverage. We'd love to have you become a Patron Eject today.